called Frozen. It's a documentary about a family in Thailand who are scientists. They're Buddhists, and they decided to cryopreserve their 2-year-old daughter's brain after she died of cancer, giving their daughter some sort of chance at life. She became the youngest person in the world to be cryopreserved.
Cryonics is a word that was to represent when humans are being frozen in liquid nitrogen. That means not to have any damage occur. Most people wouldn't know that this science has actually been around for about 50 years.
People do this for many different reasons. Some people do it because they want to live a very long time. Some people do this because they have a lot of money. Some people want to see the future. And some people do it out of love. And this was really what was represented with this Thai family. Truly because of the love that they felt for their daughter.
อะไรคือความมีชีวิตอะไรคือไม่มีชีวิตอะไรคือตายอะไรคือเป็นเราตอบกับตัวเองว่าเราไม่สามารถบอกได้เลยว่าไอ้ตายไปแล้วแต่เรารู้ว่าเราจากกันยากมากที่เราจะได้เจอกันอีก
The father, Dr. Sahatan, has a PhD in medical engineering. He's quite fascinated with the science, and the idea of cryonics is something he's been thinking about since he was a child, when he did an experiment where his goldfish was dying, and he decided to freeze them for a little bit, and then half of them thawed out, actually survived. Einz's mom also has a PhD in medical engineering, probably the most visibly emotional about her daughter.
ไม่ว่าจะตั้งแต่วันที่โคม่าไอเนี่ยผ่าตัดมาตั้ง10 ครั้งคีโม12 ครั้งฉายแสง20 ครั้งแต่ทุกครั้งของการต่อสู้หนูก็สามารถที่จะฟื้นกลับขึ้นมาพร้อมกับรอยยิ้ม
And they named their son Matrix, I think, after the mathematical term matrices. After Matrix was born, the family wasn't able to have children for a long time, and Matrix kept begging for a sibling. It was 12 or 14 years after Matrix was born, Einz was born. And so she became the center of attention and what united the family. Everyone kind of knew that she was close to dying. They called in a medical examiner and the police who, after she died, confirmed her death certificate. And on standby was Alcor's team that flew in from America.
The plan was actually to fly her to the United States. But just 2 days before she was supposed to fly to the United States, her breathing became very labored, very difficult. So we had to undo all those plans and redo everything and set it all up now in Thailand. The doctors were telling us that she could die at any time. So when we got there, waited for her respiratory functions to decrease. I guess in Thailand, a lot of people would prefer to die at home, and that's a very accepted practice.
They started the process of cryopreserving her, which is to replace the fluid that's in her body with cryoprotectants.
There's been a lot of developments over the past 50 years. One of them has to do with the medical grade antifreeze that we use.
Essentially, we want to remove the fluids out of the body so when they go below 0 degrees Celsius, they don't freeze.
The ideal situation is that by cryopreserving her, they've also preserved the structures where her personality and her memories are. But as far as I know, that is still unproven. There's some evidence of cellular viability where some of her cells might be preserved, but the structures that have her memories, whether they're intact or not, we don't know.
Alcor does provide funding for organizations to continue research on resuscitation techniques, on brain preservation techniques. They have a responsibility. You can't just store someone and then say, okay, well, we're done. It's up to someone else to figure this out.
After their daughter's death, they didn't intend their story to go viral. A lot of people have doubts in the technology. why spend so much money on something unproven? In Buddhism, the religion teaches you to let go. A lot of people thought they weren't able to let their daughter go. They're so open to criticism at such a sensitive time. They're both academics. Their belief is we don't mind that people are opposed to us. Society can only move forward if there is conversation and discussion and debate and open thinking. It's the first feature-length documentary I've directed and produced. It premiered at Hot Docs Toronto, and that's where it won Best International Documentary, which actually qualified it for the Oscars.
Thank you to Gretel.
It was 2015 that we started filming with the family. Altogether, almost 4 years. When's the last time you saw Thai scientists on television internationally? I wanted to make a documentary that show that even the people that we think might be crazy have their reasons, that people are rational. We all grieve very differently. Some people want to remember, some people want to forget. For this family, this is the way they express their love for their daughter as a scientific family.
I think everybody should have the right to choose what happens to their body after they die. I came from emergency medicine where many people died all the time. There was not much we could do about it, unfortunately. And that was a shame. And I think future medicine will be able to fix many of the people. I think the older you get, the more interested you are in living a longer life. For me, I'm in my late 50s, and I see time pass very quickly now. You know, even my mother, she's 82 years old now. For her, life has just gone by way too quick. And this might be a way just to give them a little bit more time. You know, many researchers, many scientists never get to see how their early work in a science led to the development of future things. For me, I think it's important to see the results of that work. Will be successful, or if it was futile. Have I wasted my career on a science that never materialized? That's really what I'd like to do, is make a contribution to medicine, and I hope this is the science that will do it.